At this point of time, I think it's clear where the AI revolution is heading. Every week we hear of more people losing their jobs and automated systems being integrated in more industries on the expense of human employees.
Samon sterne stiger Hamon lever la rouler Stabbing up a brand new day.
Computers can already replace most jobs and performing better than humans, and at this rate, I don't expect any of us to hold a job by 2026. But instead of fighting this AI revolution, the tech industry embraces it, and idiots shoot their own foot by developing the system that will make them unnecessary. Which is why I am making this video. If you disagree on how serious this is, or you don't think that artificial intelligence is destructive and should be sabotaged, I'm not going to convince you. The information I'm sharing here is my idea of fighting back. It's what I came up with after thinking of a solution for a long time. And it might not be much, but I haven't seen anyone else offering solutions. So if you decide to act on my advice is up to you, and if you don't, I hope that you share this information. In any case, by making this video public, I feel like I did what I could. Whether it helps or not, and whatever happens next, is out of my hands. So let's start with some basic terminology. What is usually considered AI, and what I am referring to here, is actually one field of machine learning, called neural network or deep learning. The difference between this field and other AI techniques is that there are no set rules for how the machine learns. You feed it with data, and the system teaches itself how to get to the correct conclusion based on it. For example, let's say we have an AI system that gets a photo of an animal and decides whether it's a cat or a dog. To keep this example simple, let's say we only use photos of cats or dogs and nothing else when we train this AI. If we want to improve the results, we should use more photos that are labeled correctly. We upload photos of cats and inform the system that these are cats, and we upload photos of dogs and inform the system that these are dogs. Then we can test the system by uploading photos and see how many times it answers correctly. But if we want to sabotage the system, we could upload a photo of a cat labeled as a dog or a photo of a dog labeled as a cat. A more advanced example is what Facebook did around 2010 with the early adoption of facial recognition systems. Facebook decided to train its AI to be able to recognize people. What the company did was making users engage it by encouraging them to tag faces of their friends in photos. It would aggressively offer you to tell who are the people in the photos that you uploaded. And not only that it asked for the people in the photo, but the website associated each face with a Facebook profile. In this way, Facebook managed to get millions of users to be volunteer data analysts and train their AI for free. But let's say you are this joker who likes to tag the wrong person in photos. Facebook saw that it happens a couple of times. So then, whenever a person was tagged, he would get notified by Facebook that asked if he is really the person in the photo. In the tech industry, this technique is called peer review. So in a clever way, millions did free labor to make Facebook's AI systems better. The moral of the two stories I gave now is that to sabotage artificial intelligence, you will need to feed it with bad data and get it past the peer review if there is one. These examples can give you an idea of how mislabeling can lead to bad output and, as a result, to development of unreliable systems, which is what we want. There are more complex examples like AI systems that rely on language analysis. Google's search engine is one of them. This engine could use rewards and penalties to its system according to user actions and in this way improve its results. There's also ChatGPT that can train itself with the responses it gets from users. If you know what you're doing, you could feed these systems with garbage. But if you don't really understand how it works, you should avoid using these services unless you want to help training them. For those of you watching this who are in positions to make some damage, You will have to find a solution that fits the specific system that you are handling. So, for example, if you do language modeling, you need to come up with a more sophisticated solution than what I showed in the first two examples. But before you do anything, you should think of how you are going to approach this. Because let's say I'm sabotaging the system that differentiates between dogs and cats. If I mislabel 100 photos in a row, I will probably get caught. And I don't want anyone to lose their jobs because of my advice, so don't be a dumbass.
Dumbass!
You won't help anyone by getting fired, and your employer might threaten to take legal actions against you if you are being too obvious. Which is why you should mislabel one photo in a series of photos that are labeled correctly. First of all, if you are being peer reviewed, there is less chance of getting caught. And if you were caught, it was just a human error and there weren't any malicious intentions. Second, if the algorithm suffers a sharp reduce in performance, the system administrators will roll a backup version from before the output got worse, and this will cancel the work you did. What's going to happen is that systems that are fed with garbage data are going to make mistakes. And hopefully, by the time these mistakes are spotted, the changes will be integrated and it won't be possible to fix them. So once again, bad data should be inserted in small doses. It could be in increasing pace if nobody seems to notice, but if it is being detected, try to lower the quantities until you fly under the radar. Mislabeling of data works for simple systems. For more complicated systems, you could give more weight to noise. But in the end, I can only give general guidelines. You know the system you are working with better than anyone, so you will have to figure it out yourself. Always plan your moves before you act. And if you can't see a way to get past quality assurance tests, don't fight battles that you know you will lose. Just wait for a better chance.